Not so bad. Got that stuff pretty much everywhere, except the outer edge, which I'm gonna have to grind all that off. And I got my roof panel ready to go. Look at that thing. You guys see it? But I'm gonna let this dry. I got this roof test fit. I got the edges all prepped on the truck and the roof. I had to pull it back off, put my adhesive on. I'm gonna panel bond this roof panel on tonight. I've already clamped it in place, made sure everything fits correctly. I'll put the adhesive on both panels. You get 60 to 90 minutes of work time before that thing's got to be on there and latched down. So let's get to it. I got to squeeze some product out of here. They tell you to purge the air from it. Put this on. Then you take your cap. The product mixes in these tubes. I want you to put a 2-inch line out like that, and off you go. Take this out of your way. This is going to be a while.
Did you put a bead on the body as well?
Yeah, you put a bead on both sides. That's why I'm not too worried about this bead.
Right.
I'm going to put most of it on the body because the body's got low spots here and there. And I definitely want to fill those voids with this product so that the roof's completely sealed. And I'm going to put seam sealer on top too. So I'm going to do that too. So it's going to be bonded with this and with the seam sealer. It's not going anywhere. And once you squeeze them together, I use that acid brush is going to be wiping out the excess and making sure I have full coverage. The OEM uses it to put door skins on and roof panels and all kinds of stuff.
Truck bed with this.
So, yep. I'm going to put you guys in time-lapse mode. All right, it's glued on there and clamped on there. All we do now is we wait. So I'm gonna go have a couple of adult beverages and we'll take a look at this in the morning. All right, let's put you guys up on the hood. Give you a better perspective, I think. What we got going on here. We're gonna start taking these clamps off. Hopefully they're not all glued in permanently. I don't think they will be. You got a lot of clamps to take off. Then I'm going to put seam sealer in this to build a rain gutter, just like it was from the factory. The stuff I used here, I mean, this stuff's hard. I plan to grind the pieces of wood that I used wherever I didn't have enough of the right kind of vice grips. I put a piece of wood as a spacer, if you saw earlier in the video. So this wood I'm gonna have to grind out of there with my cutoff wheel. No big deal. We'll clean that up, get that all out of there, and then we'll put seam sealer around the entire roof, and it'll be this thing. Tell you what, this stuff is serious. It's basically epoxy, it seems like, but super, super strong. Some people might say don't bond your roof on, but the reason I wanted to do it is because it's 100% sealed all the way around already. I don't even have to put seam sealer in the gutter, but I'm gonna do it because that's how it is from the factory. Plus I got to seam seal some of these other joints. And man, this thing's gonna look good. I'm really happy with the way it came out. We'll get the sunrise up and we'll get these shop doors open. You guys will see it in the sunlight. It'll look even better. Let me speed this process up and get these clamps off of here real quick. No tin canning. Nice. Real happy with that. Let me see if I can get something to pry some of this wood out. I'll try to break away most of it, and then we'll clean the rest up with something that won't cut into the material too much. Hey, take a look at this roof now that the sun's up and blowing out my face, but you can see where the panel bond squeezes out between the two pieces. It's a little messy here and there, but no big deal. We're gonna put seam sealer out of a dispensing tube. I'm going to mask this roof off around this edge so that I can have a clean line. And then I'll use a caulking gun and put seam sealer all the way around the entire roof. And as it just starts to set up, peel the tape off away from the seam sealer. That'll leave me a nice clean line. Then I can sand this. It's going to get painted like an ivory color. It'll actually be one of the nicer looking parts of the truck, even with the patina stuff. That's going to look nice when I'm done. That's the plan. All right, we're going to mask this off so we can run our seam sealer all the way around the rain gutter. I'm going to fill it about 75% of the way. That's the goal. If you want a clean edge, you got to tape it. It's not critical. It can be sanded. I just don't want it from when you're looking on the side of the truck to see it going up the side all messy. You want at least a guideline. We'll get this taped off. I'll come back dropping some seam sealer in. Let's go ahead. I got it in the old caulk dispenser. Got it started out. Let's go ahead and get this done. Little brush, wipe it around, make it smooth.
Is that like a sealer?
Yeah, it's like a caulk, basically, seam sealer they call it. Ran out. Well, I got 80% of the way around. That counts for something, doesn't it? No worries. I have gray for just such an emergency. This is going to get painted over, so nothing but a thing, chicken wing. Don't you worry. The other stuff is just dispensed in a tube. This is the same stuff in a can. And it's also gray instead of black. I mostly want to use this in the floors. When you run out of the black, you go to the gray. No harm, no foul. This stuff is sandable and paintable and all that stuff, so it's all going to get painted. The caulk is a little neater, I think. That's why I got that for the roof, but I just got to do this last little bit right here in gray. That's all. It's a little more awkward trying to get it in here with a brush. I'm trying to make sure you didn't miss anything. I guess I put it in a little too deep. About the time it takes me to brush this, I'll be able to pull the tape off. You don't want to let it dry 100% before pulling that tape off. And I definitely don't want gaps in this stuff. That's much more important than the color. We're making it work. Seal this up first. Now I can go around and pull that tape off. Now you don't want to pull it towards it and pull it away, so it'll only lift up the edge. And you also don't want it completely cured. You want it to be able to settle down away from where the tape was. Alright, I'm going to let that set up tonight. I'll take a look, see how it looks in the morning. Here it is, guys. I touched up the roof with a little primer and some spots where I sanded off the gutter stuff. I haven't finished it. I still have to paint quite a bit on it. Wherever I had sanded off the putty, I primed it so it wasn't bare metal. So this is all going to get painted and sanded a little finer once I get past these rockers. I got the rockers cut off quite a bit. That'll be in the next video. Thanks for watching this roof video, guys. Every Sunday there's one. Make sure you subscribe if you don't want to miss one. This truck's an ongoing project, been going quite a while, but we're getting close now. We're almost past the metal fab part, and we can start doing more hot rod type stuff. Make sure you don't miss it. I hope I see you in the next one. You're awesome.